So last night I had a dream. In the dream, there were these boys, and they were running around getting into mischief. And there was one boy who was doing so much talking all the time, and you could tell that the other guys were like, man, shut up. But they never said it. Then the dream switched to these boys being grown men. Same situation. Only this time, the same guy who was doing all the talking was telling all the boys about this girl and how this girl had wronged him. And the guys were like, what? She did that to you, man? And they listened intensely, and they felt for their friend, and they were hurt. So they all got together to hurt this girl. So while all of them were doing what they were doing, getting into mischief and throwing dirt on this girl's name and making up stories, and one of the boys said, man, she kind of cute though. He said this to himself. And then the other guy, it's almost like the energy had magneted to the other guy. And the other boy was like, yeah, she is. She's kind of cute. But then the big mouth boy said, or man at this point, said, yeah, but you know she did to me. No. And he poured on more dirt. And the boys, you could feel their connection together, like they were brothers. But there was one guy in his inner voice, it's almost like God was pushing him like, don't go. Don't get involved. This is not right. Something's not right about this story. And then the other guy was like, he seemed like he's always making up stuff. How do we know that this is true? The girl was from out of town, so nobody knew of her. They only knew some of the relatives. So one of the guys goes and talks to one of the relatives. But he speaks to one of the relatives who has some enviousness there. So the relatives throws more dirt on the girl. So he says, okay. Then I guess he was right this time. So he goes along with it. Only to find out that now the whole group has like a dark net over them. One was applying for a job, he didn't get the job, and he thought sure he had the job in the palm of his hand. Then there was another guy. He was supposed to have a baby. His wife miscarries. All of these things are happening because they decided to connect and decided to do dirt on the behalf of one guy. You see, God puts things together in a way so that you get to learn the lesson. Now, he doesn't say how you're going to learn the lesson, but you're going to learn it one way or another. So all these things that happen, it's like everybody starts noticing that they're all having bad luck. And they didn't have all this bad luck until they started doing all these things to this woman. So the one guy, he decides he's going to back down. He's not going to be a part of it. He says, man, I'm going to stay out of it. Now his luck starts getting better. Things start going back to normal. But the other guys are still facing negativity because they went against this one person. So the one guy comes back and he starts asking questions. And he notices that the stories are not matching up. It's almost like Star Wars. People cloaking themselves as someone else. You can cloak yourself as someone else's energy. Take the person's energy and place it upon you. But you have to be in the person's energy to do it. You have to sometimes be involved with the person in certain ways in order to be able to do that. But when there's a certain connection that you made early on, you can still pull certain things. And this one guy starts pulling energy from the same girl. You see, last night I had this dream where somebody from the past was cloaking themselves as someone else. And although I'm looking at a totally different person, the energy was from the person of the past. So I had to pull back. There's a lesson to be learned by all of the people involved. And this might be just personal, might not be so big, might not be everyone facing the same experience. Excuse me. I get my water this morning. Ran around and trying to get everything together beforehand. Now I'm not as prepared as I'd like to be. somewhat like the person who's cloaking himself as someone else. When you act as though you are someone else, it's clear for other people to see because your energy illuminates it all. You have different energy than everyone else. So although you're trying to be someone else, you cannot be anyone else but yourself. Again, God created you in his image, but in your own way. You are different from everyone else. Don't try to cloak yourself as someone else. Don't try to be someone else. Don't be a copycat. Be uniquely who you are. There are blessings in you being genuine in who you are. By you trying to be someone else, your blessings are now dissipating. They're going somewhere else because you are not developed enough, or you are not enjoying and appreciating what God gave you already. Appreciate who you are. Love who you are. Stop trying to be cloaked in someone else's image. Enjoy, love who you are. And thank you so much for joining us today, because it is so lovely being you. I hope you got the message. Have a good day.